Oh,
Hello, we are Geeks
hello.
Assembled, and today me and Susan are discussing a four-part mini-series from 1979. Or also, we could be discussing a edited down version of that, 100-minute movie, because this is how they worked in those days. Uh, we are discussing Nigel Neal's Quatermass, or Quatermass 4, or Quatermass Conclusion.
Yep.
It's got different working titles, but it's all the same thing. The Quatermass Conclusion was the edited down version for movie theatres over in the States. Sort of very edited down. Episode 3 hardly exists in that movie form. But this one is the last time we get any new Quatermass. We've got a new, we've got a new Quatermass in Sir John Mills. There's Simon Corkindale in this as well, and it's set in the not too distant future. The history of this was Nigel Neal was pestered and pestered to do another Quatermass after the first three, back in the late 50s, early 60s. It's based on the political time of the late 60s, early 70s of the planet, the destroying of the planet, the hippie movement of the time. And so he did eventually write this. It was going to be a BBC production, but then the BBC, of course, always decided it's going to cost them too much to make.
Yeah.
So ITV,
they shot it around, didn't they?
Yeah. They're so in the end, BBC never made it. RTV got the rights, and
wasn't it Thames?
Thames Houston Films got the rights, filmed it, and put it out in November of 1979.
Thames was Thames made things like the Monty Python and the
no. Monty Python was BBC.
Okay. What about what other things was it the Rumpole of the Bailey? Was that Thames?
Yes.
Okay. And there was a few others that I remember with the sort of wiping of the word Thames down and up with the Parliament and then the river.
It was a scene of the River Thames, the London scene, and the reflection in the river.
Yeah, the two things, and then boom, there's a reflection. Yeah.
But so this we'll call this. Well, we can call it Quatermass 4, Quatermass, or whatever, Quatermass Conclusion. But it's
Quatermass Conclusion. Thank you. That's what I know it as.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that.
Okay. Yeah, this is set in the future where society no longer exists, really. Everybody's running wild. He's searching for his granddaughter. She's disappeared. That's all he cares about. He's retired from what he used to do back in the day. He's searching for his granddaughter, and he'll do anything to try and find her, even appear on a TV show under the false pretense that he's there to talk about science and stuff like that. And we seem to get, we don't know if it's visitors from elsewhere or who have visited here before, and have done
a few thousand times.
A few thousand times, what are all connected to ancient stone circles.
Yep.
And this one of the main ones.
Oh,
of
what's
this is
gonna happen then?
yeah. What was the one in this? Ringstone Round.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, and of course the Planet People, which is a futuristic take on the hippie movement.
yeah,
Uh, they 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 believe that they're going to be taken to another planet.
yeah,
There's something better out there. They're going to be taken to another planet. They need to be at these stone circles across the world.
yeah.
Um,
It's kind of
and
like Torchwood, the two,
yeah,
three, fours.
yeah, yeah. And say they get the go mass at
What's
these
that?
stone circles. They do mass at these stone circles, and all of a sudden, poof, lights, and there's nothing left. The planet people believe they've been taken up to another planet, but Quatermass and the government believe they've been burnt to cinders because there is some remains of bodies.
Yeah,
So
but not all of them.
not all of them. And that's the sort of take on this one. So we'll go over to Susan what she thinks of the Quatermass conclusion.
Thank you very much. Yes, uh, I I watched a couple of Quatermasses and I like them, but the thing with this one was it was pretty timely. I mean, we were just talking about how these people were riding kind of were infected by these tubes of these silver tubes that would change their lives in the audio that we just listened to in unit chapter 6 called cyber reality. And I thought that was really kind of a cool linkage. It's like this was, and then because Joe Cap is a Jewish fellow, and we have a freaking wackadoodle uh congresswoman here. She's a bonkers bitch. She's amazing. She just thinks that the fires in the California forests and in the Oregon forests and Montana forests were started by Jewish space lasers. I just think, here we are, and we had this Jewish guy who's got laser beams coming near to his house because he lives by Ringstone Roundabout or Ringstone Round, which is just another word for a henge. And you in Britain, you guys have henges in so many places. It's like you guys are silly with henges. I mean, we have there are a few. They're like maybe 40 in the United States, but there are like hundreds of them in the UK and in places and in Ireland and yeah. So anyway, it's just really interesting that these people and apparently there was one in Sao Paulo, Brazil, or Sao Paulo, Brazil, which is funny because I used to live there, but I didn't ever see a henge there. But anyway, it was really cool. There could have been ringstones, anyway, the Bronze Age being what it was so very long ago, I don't actually know of much that's still like hanging out, like that you can look at an architectural digest and have it show up there. Anyway, so it was funny, and but the reality of this was Quatermass was trying to find his granddaughter, but also trying to stay at arm's length from these academic searches and stuff. He really didn't want to get involved, and he was struggling with that. And I feel for him and stuff because he had done so much. He'd been part of the British science program, the British space program. He'd been part of the program that was sort of the unit of his stories. And so yeah, I mean he was everywhere doing those things. And so anyway, I liked it. And then there was plenty of amazing really amazing hippies in this. And apparently somebody had pushed them to really make them punks instead of hippies because of the time frame, because
Yeah.
but I'm glad they didn't, because the punks didn't actually give a shit about going to space. They just wanted to get wasted, get hit other people, listen to loud music, do some moshing. That was it. It's really a simple life. It's not a complex like prayer and presence for like making things better, man. That was all the hippies, man. There was like or even the mods, man, but like the teddies and like the punks, they were just like there to get a little greasy, a little punchy. And I appreciate that. I do. I mean, I'm not opposed to a little dust up. My loves, I like a little bit of you know rough and tumble when you're dancing really really hard in the middle of the. But anyway, like there was that. And the other thing that was, and there was the names of the people were so great. They were kicked along. There was B, there was Sal, there was and then there was um oh yeah, and the woman who played his wife Claire was in Willow, so that was really fun. And yeah, not too many of them are still alive. But then I mean their team on in the the in the observatory, or in the radio telescope, because it was radio, because it wasn't one of those visual ones with a great big huge lens. It was
Yeah.
these discs that they would move in sort of concert with one another to actually pick up different parts of the sky. And they were trying to figure out which part of the sky all this stuff was happening from, which was really interesting. It was good science. And there was a guy named Frank Chen, who was played by David Yip, who Alex and I really liked watching him, because he was a cool Asian actor. And we haven't actually seen that many Asian actors in the fiction of the UK, and so it's good to have that.
He's most famous for the Chinese detective from over here. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Oh, cool.
He played the lead role in the TV series The Chinese Detective.
Okay, cool. And then yeah, there was, and then one of the episodes was all about the Dr. Quatermass going and hanging out with a bunch of old people and recruiting them. The next episode was all about him recruiting them to be part of the team, because they were the only ones who could fight. All the young people were being taken.
Yeah, that episode, say what I said at the beginning, was totally edited out of the movie version.
Yeah, that's what she said. That's sad. But anyway, I enjoyed that part a lot. And then the end was the kind joining of the family and stuff. And but it's just, it was really a good story. And
it was I mean, I do like Quatermass. This was a totally sort of different take on Quatermass.
Yeah, so like favorites, like tell me what your favorites were.
Well, I mean, there've only been three before that. You know, the Quatermass experiment, Quatermass 2, was it called? Quatermass experiment, Quatermass 2.
And then
Quatermass
Quatermass in the Pit.
in the Pit, yeah. They're all good in their own way. But say this was sort of a different take on him because he's an older man. He's retired. He just, as you say, he doesn't. He shunned the society of what he stood for.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, but I mean, at the end of this, he is dying. He's having a heart attack.
Yeah.
You can see he's having a heart, and the only way to get rid of this force from above is to send a nuclear blast back up,
Uh-huh.
uh, and doing so, killing himself, his granddaughter as well, because she's there. She helps him press the button.
Yeah.
So Quatermass no more, sort of thing. It was when I was watching this because you know, me DVD. Um, I was watching this and I'm thinking, you know, this light coming down, and they decide this noise and this light. It's communicating. It's been here before. It's communicating, but it's destroying while it's communicating. Star Trek: The Motion Picture, Beeger,
Mm-hmm.
same year.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
thought, well, I think, wow, maybe that's Vija.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I thought a bit spooky that.
Amazing.
I just I just like the setting of it. I mean, I do like, you know, when you see the world in ruins,
Mm-hmm.
you know, how the human race is surviving underground or whatever, you know, the clans of the old people stick together, you know, and the government are all there in their bunkers, sort of thing. Um, yeah, it was. I mean, did you mentioned David Yip in the observatory, but the other
Yeah,
guy,
yeah.
Roach, the one with the, you know,
Beard,
the
yeah.
beard, Bruce Purchase.
Yeah.
Now, if you're a Doctor Who fan, he's the pirate captain, Mister
Yep.
Figulay, with his from the pirate planet
Yeah.
mid the year before. So
Yeah. And
some
then
also Kick Along, Ralph Iles, another Doctor Who connection, Planet of the Spiders. Um, Sort of playing a sort of a same sort
and
of
then
character.
and then the prime minister was the guy who was running the cyber thing in the
So
invasion.
Kevin
Stoney. He was like it wasn't he in the
Tobias Vaughan.
wasn't he also in the Avengers with
Oh
Nicholas Courtney? He and Nicholas Courtney were in a couple of things together.
yeah, Kevin Stoney was in many classic TV shows.
Right.
Blake Seven he was in and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. You know. Oh look, but yeah, so there's some good, you know, character actors in this. I mean, and to get Sir John Mills as well to play Quatermass,
I
he
know.
in his day he was one of the best British actors. Um, I mean, a great acting family up there with the Redgraves. You know, so anything what stands out for you in this?
Oh man, like I was saying, the I love the part where they are where they're trying to prevent the kids from getting to the roundabout or to the again, what's it called? The ring round?
Oh, Ringstone Round, yeah.
Ring stone round, yeah. And I love that song that they sang about that. I thought that was really cool. I don't know if that's a real
Oh, Huffady Ringstone Round.
is like a famous old song, or
I
is that
don't know.
something they composed for the show?
I think they might have just made that because I don't think Ringstone Round exists anyway.
All right. See, that's what I was wondering. Oh my gosh. But yeah, it was that was good. And like their comfort of the old people's comforting him, saying it's all right, we understand where you are, you know. But then when he said, no, I'm a scientist, he's just, they were like, oh my gosh. Oh, but then there's this guy who used to do things with food or something, and he's back in that
He's a
cheese.
scientist.
No, it wasn't cheese. It was what? Anyway.
It was smells, wasn't it? And essences but for me, one of the chilling scenes is when the sound comes down at Ringstone Round, and it destroys Cap's wife, child,
Yeah.
the dog,
Dog.
everything.
No, the wife and the child went up, but the
Yeah.
dog was left down.
Did they go up though? No, but that's not explained though, is it?
Yeah, it is kind of. I mean, they're like, you know, it's kind of Quatermass's positive theory on the subject is that these creatures came before, got a taste of the children of Earth, like the whole Torchwood Children of Earth one. The not the 2, 3, 4, 4. It's the 4, 5, 6, and these aliens just eat they gather them up and then they eat them, and they like the taste. They're like, you know, fast food, or like they're like a delicacy or something. And unfortunately the dog didn't qualify, but the wife did, because she was still really young. You know, she was really a young mother, and like her kids were still so young.
But that event there sends him over the edge into insanity, really.
Yeah.
It's only when Quatermass returns to the site in the later episode that he sort of starts to regain starts to calm down and
Yeah, but it also wasted his home, and it just, I mean, it destroyed his family, his pet, and then it wasted his home. I mean, it just, like, all the glass was broken, all the furniture was vaporized, like everything, all that other stuff happened too.
And
it was like a nuclear thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, he missed out on the nuclear thing because near the end of the episode, Kick Along just shot him.
Yeah.
When he tried to stop him, keeping away from the equipment, just bang, that was kind of him.
And then those, go ahead.
The scenes as well filmed at Wembley Stadium. This is why the BBC decided not to make it, because filming there, everything like that, would have cost the BBC too much to do it. So that's why the independent TV, ITV, whatever you want to call it now,
right,
filmed it. And but to get back then to film inside Wembley Stadium, what was a bit of a coup.
Yeah.
So I mean, all the people gathering there, and then the lights come down, gone.
Yeah. That was really something. And then
And
then
also as well,
the one at
the
Stonehenge, the fact that it started at Stonehenge.
yeah, I
And
mean,
so anyway, like last night I ended up watching all these TV shows about Stonehenge and about all the other henges. Like, you guys are silly with henges over there. It's really cool. You've got a lot of them. I mean,
uh,
there's some that you can only see if there's a drought, you know.
the the part where in the Wembley Stadium part where the guard, the police guard, tries to stop Quatermass going into Wembley Stadium. That guard there, Brian Croucher.
Oh, from Blake Seven,
Yeah, Travis number 2.
Travis too.
Um,
Yes.
yeah, you know, I was just this, you know, you're watching it and you think, oh yeah, I know that face from so and so, I know that face from, you know.
Yeah, and the other thing that's really cool about it is like all of these places that you obviously are very familiar with and in your country, and like that's just super fun. It is, and you know, makes those of us who don't know them very well, you know, a little more like, oh, is this one real? Is that one real? And so I mean, like, I didn't I don't know if there's a henge under Wembley. I'm not sure if that's a henge, but
Well,
yeah.
for me, the chilling moment is for me is the ending, um, when you can see Quatermass. He's found his granddaughter in all this
Yeah.
in all this what's going on, and then you see him grasping his chest. He's falling over. He's got to get to the button to press the bomb to go off, and then all of a sudden there's his granddaughter helping his hand onto the. Then poof.
Man.
So in all his slow motion.
Yeah, and it's so sad because, you know, you can see in his eyes that he doesn't want to do it, but he has to, and he's just eating all the scenery there. Like
He,
literally big chunks of it are just going.
yeah, all of the way through, he wanted to find his granddaughter, and in the end, he found her. But he has to destroy,
Everything.
yeah, for the rest of the country and the world to survive.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's I mean, Nigel Neal, who you know, the writer of Quatermass, he had some great ideas in his writings. You know, from when he did the original Quatermasses and this one, I think a very underrated writer.
Yeah.
So, anything else you'd like to say about Quatermass Conclusion?
Well,
Or
the Simon
Quatermass or
McCorkindale
Quatermass Fund?
was he was one of my favorites, and I don't really remember why I just think of that because I'm looking through what he did before. He was
He was, well, this is 79, so the year before that he appeared in the movie Death on the Nile.
Death on the Nile, yeah.
In the early
Oh,
80s,
he was in
he was
Falcon Crest.
Manimal.
He was in Falcon Crest
Yeah.
for like a lot of that. Manimal, yeah, but the Falcon's Crest was the one that you know.
Then he did the British soap over here. I can't remember if it was Casualty or Holby City.
Casualty, yeah,
Yeah,
got it.
Casualty. But he
And
sadly
then
passed away a few years ago.
he was Hammer House of Horror too.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Anyway, it was really good. He's a really good. Oh, he also played in the Jesus film. Okay. And what else? Like Claudius. Yep. So before Falcon Crest, he did a lot of things that I've watched, but you know, it was just super. it was super cool to see him, and he had a lot of things to do in this, and a lot of, big action moments, big heart moments too, and Mills, of course, but Mills given a night due to acting?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, yep. Billy deserves it. So anyway, yay. That's good.
Yes, Sir John
Darn
Mills.
tootin'.
Yeah.
Anyway, I enjoyed it a lot. I really did. There was it did inspire me to, throughout the rest of the week, to sort of look at all the things of Hinges. And this isn't the first thing with Hinges that we've watched. We watched the one that was called The Children of the Stones anyway a while ago, which was great fun. But that one didn't pull me into the mystery of the Hinges. Now this one did. This one sucked me right in. Now I'm like, there's a whole world out there. There's these things that are like round, and like there's mystery. There's big mystery, and they're big stones, and they do something crazy happens. Oh my gosh, it's just amazing.
Oh dear me. So what would your final say and score be on this?
My final say would you better go and build yourself a henge. That's for sure. No, I think that they're already built. You better go find one. Just with that. There's even some in the United States, I found out. That's pretty interesting, because we didn't have much of a Bronze Age here.
No.
Oh gosh. So yeah, I'll give it a 10. I'll give it 10 radio telescope dishes out of 10. I think that's about right. And again, Quatermass, science fiction in the near future, dystopia for you and for your family, and a henge. Go find a henge.
Well, I'm gonna give this 10 whole hinges out of 10.
Good.
Because it's a great story. It's only 4 episodes.
Is there a henge near Hull?
There might be. I don't know, to be
honest. There might be. Oh my god.
I know we've got what in this country we've got the White Horse. I don't know if you've ever seen that. Like on a great big hill, chalk white horse. There's also a chalk man with his appendage upwards.
Oh, nice. Quite nice.
A bit, yeah. All on a big hillside.
Very nice.
Yeah, you have to look into those things as well.
Very, very well. Might do that. Thank you.
Yeah. I know people every year or so have to go up on the hills and paint all the stones white just to make it stand out more.
Yeah, to make it stand out more.
Yes. I don't know who gets the job to paint that bit.
All right. I bet there's a sign-up sheet or a queue. There's a queue.
Oh dear. Anyways, back to what we was talking.
And all the hinges are basically those things standing straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was I going? Yeah. So, yeah, it's a great 4-parter. 50 minutes each episode, something like that. And if you watch the movie version, it's even less time. So, yeah, great. Watch it out there. It's out there. It's online. It's
It's out there. Oh my gosh, is it out there? It's a little out there. This movie.
Me personally, it was good to sit down and watch something with Sir John Mills in it, because I haven't,
And also, if you've seen Cocoon, you know that these older people, this is where they get their superpowers from. Is from fighting back the aliens earlier
yeah,
in the UK.
So that is our little review of Quatermass. Thank you, Susan, as always, because now we've watched this, you've got a new hobby of going henge spotting.
Mm-hmm.
With your little
To
notepad.
find a henge.
Oh, there's a henge. I'll just draw a little picture of a henge over there. But yeah. So thank you, Susan, for joining, because it's always fun when we get to sit down and do these things. You guys out there, we have a laugh. So come and join us. We don't take ourselves too seriously. Come on, look at us both. Yeah, if you want to join us, just contact us. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Insta, YouTube, of course, where this is put up mainly, but we do share it across Facebook. There's, if you want to be with us, 18 plus, please. That's all we ask of you. Have a laptop or a PC, or mobile phone, or a tablet.
Microphone.
With a microphone and working camera, of course. And you're in
Zoom.
Yeah, Zoom. The Zoom app's totally free. We use it through, we share the link and we'll get you on. So we would be nice to have some new faces, but until then, it'll be just me and Susan holding the fort.
Watching the henges.
Until Armageddon arrives.
Sounds like a plan, Lee.
Unless we're too busy to do it or ill, and then we have to miss a week, But we're flexible.
Sorry about last week. I was brain dead, and I just didn't know how to do. I was struggling to remember like the things that I had to do during the day. So just I appreciate a little break, a little like, oh my gosh, just go get some sleep or go sit and watch something or just
we don't force people onto these things. We just do it because we like doing it. Mm-hmm. So that's us. This is us. We are the two assembled geeks at the moment. So
yay!
So until next time, guys, look to the skies, look to the ground, and let's have a look at all these henges around. So bye for now.